Welcome to the Yoga Method. This is our Living Gems series or our Boomers on the Road series. As we move into this third session together, you'll just need a chair, a light dumbbell or a heavy dumbbell if you have one. And I'm also going to use just a glute band, but a TheraBand would work as well. As we focus on successfully aging and creating longevity in our body, science tells us that someone's grip strength is a really powerful indication of how well they're aging, as well as someone's ability to balance and someone's ability to get up and down off of a chair without any hands, or even better, up and down off of the floor without using hands. So someone's grip strength and their ability to navigate getting up and down off the floor with no hands or out of a chair with no hands is kind of the gold standard that we're looking at. Hand grip dynamometers is something most of us don't have at home to test grip strength. So we can do that by looking at how much someone can lift and just hold in their hands. So once we're over the age of 40, I'm in my 5th decade of life, we look at, can a woman hold 75% of her body weight for a minute? And can a man hold 100% of his body weight for a minute? So in the 4th decade of life, that's what we want to see. And as we go further, hopefully, into aging, we want to sustain that for as long as possible. So the math is, if I weigh 57 kgs, I want to be able to hold in my 4th decade of life at least 43 kgs. So I'd have 21 kgs in this hand, 21 kgs in this hand, and I'm able to hold it for up to a minute, and even better if I could walk, farmer carry, without weight. So just something to think about when we're using 1, 2, 3 kg dumbbells. Our weight training needs to be progressive, right? It's never a one and done. We want to keep moving the benchmark so that we are building strength rather than just holding on to what we have. Okay? Enough with the lecture. Let's go. So with your equipment ready, we're going to start with that little funny movement I just demonstrated. To begin with, we always want to make sure we're safe, so we're using something to support us. But I want you to lead with your left leg, and you're going to step back all the way down. Take your right leg back, bring your left leg forward, bring your right leg forward. Go down with your left, down with your right, forward with your left, and up to standing. There's 3 more of these, and these are really great cardiovascular workout as well as working balance and strength. How many more? One more. Just one more. Beautifully done. You're going to come to the top here, and we're pausing just for a moment, coming into the tips of the toes. So calf raises is another really essential component of aging. Our calves, we want them strong. We want our feet strong. So on your in-breath, you'll lift to the tips of the toes. On your exhalation, you're going to squat as far as your body will allow. On your in-breath, rise tall. And on your exhalation, release. So inhale to lift. Exhaling to descend. Inhaling to rise. Exhale to release. So the health of your knees will definitely determine how far we can come into this range of motion. But we also know the stronger the muscles are in the quadriceps, in the hamstrings, the healthier our knees will be. Underlying changes, arthritis, absolutely part of the aging process. But at the end of the day, how strong can we maintain our bodies? And through the avenue of strength training, we know that muscle is the organ of longevity. Maintaining our muscle mass is the key to our longevity, in addition to a few other things. Come and do one more of these, please. So on your in-breath, lift to the tips of the toes with beautiful posture, lowering as far as your body will allow. Inhaling to rise all the way back up and releasing, please. So we're coming into a lunge with your right leg forward and your left leg back, initially using something to support you. And in this position, your feet are on train tracks, not on a tight rope. From here, we lift the back heel, we bend the back knee, and from the side profile, my ear, shoulder, hip, and knee is in one line. So variation 1, holding onto the chair and just lowering as far as your body will allow. You might not find the floor, and that is totally okay. But we want to focus on left glute stabilizing the pelvis, abdominals helping to stabilize the torso, and then moving up and down smoothly with control. Breath pattern, whatever feels most natural to you. I tend to inhale on the down phase and exhale to lift. There's 3 remaining. For 2. We got it. Lunges are a tricky one. And one last, please. Stepping in, pausing, and just shaking out for a moment. We'll start that sequence on the other leg. So it'll be your right leg stepping back first. Then take your left, bring your right leg forward, standing tall. Right leg back, slowly lower. This is a lunge. Take the leg back, right leg forward, standing tall. So initially, right, this is such a challenging little movement. It's amazing how much it demands of our cardiovascular system, but our strength as well. Right leg back, left leg back, right leg forward, and that was your last one. Tippy toes, calf raises with squats. Inhale up, exhaling to lower as far as your body will allow. Inhaling to rise, exhale to release. How low you go is determined by what you're feeling through your knee joints. So please, never pushing through pain, never pushing through discomfort, just meeting the body where it is. And in relation to your alignment, please check that your toes and your knees are tracking the same direction. If there's weakness in the pelvis, the knees will want to buckle inwards. We are not going to let that happen. That was your last one. Second round was just 5. So as we move into lunges, you're stepping your, oh, there's a little mozzie that's found me. Your left leg back, left leg forward, right leg back. We go long and generous with our stance. And then when we're ready, we bend the back knee, lift through the chest, and we begin to lower as far as our bodies will allow. So fingertips to support you to begin with. And then over time, we want to get rid of that. And over time, we want to add weight to this movement. So body weight alone is not enough from a long-term perspective. Our strength training needs to be progressive at any age, at any stage of life. There's 2 more remaining. One more, please. So inhaling to lower. Exhale to power to the top and relax. When you're ready, finally taking your dumbbell, and we're coming into a sumo squat. So you'll turn your toes out. You'll be super generous with your knee and squatting into the depth that feels right. So toes and knees are tracking same direction. And just to distract you from the hard work your legs are doing, you're creating a figure 8, moving your dumbbell in and around between the legs, please. So just weaving that infinity symbol for 8, 7, keep resetting your core, your pelvic floor. Last 5, how low do you want to go? Last 3. Last 2. One more, please, before standing tall. Feet coming in hip distance, moving into your balance sequence, grounding into the 4 corners of your right foot, micro bending your right leg, and when you're ready, picking up through your left knee. Take a breath in together, and on your exhalation, I'd like for you to tip forward, maybe touch the floor with your dumbbell, and then slowly rise back up again. On the exhalation, kind of like a golfer picks up their ball out of the hole, and then rising tall again. I'll see if I can turn sideways. So as we lower, pelvis stays level. The leg doesn't need to lift high. So in a single leg squat, it's basically a single leg deadlift we're performing in this position. There's 3 of these remaining. Pelvis stays level, heart stays lifted, powering to the top, nice and strong. Last 2. Rise and pause. One more time. Woo! Before gently, slowly rising up, releasing, and switching to the other side. So grounding into the 4 corners of your left foot, please. Finding the lift in the length of the spine before picking up through your right knee. Take a breath in. And on your exhalation, lowering towards the earth as far as you can. Sometimes the floor is too far away to begin with. So please feel free to place something underneath where the dumbbell would land. You could use a yoga block. You could absolutely use books, a cushion. So just a target that might be a little bit higher. And then over time, removing that little bit of extra height and challenging the body more. Wherever you are, keep reestablishing the posture. Every time you come tall, reconnecting with your glutes on your left leg and your core. Last 3. Last 2. Almost there. One more time, please. One more. Before gently, slowly returning to standing and releasing the effort. Dumbbell comes to the earth, picking up your booty band. And one of my most favorite exercises when we're working with patients with knee issues is a wall squat. Mine's going to be a railing squat. So we park our shoulders and our pelvis against a wall. The depth of the position entirely dependent on how your knees are feeling. But the more you press into your heels, the more you engage through your core, the better the knees will feel. So this is such a powerful tool for strengthening quadriceps and hamstrings while creating support. Please check your hips and knees are aligned, they're not buckling, and you're pressing dynamically into the heels, keeping your chest lifted. With your glute band over your wrists, we're going to target the external rotators of our shoulders, the main ones that are weak in all of us. So when you're ready, just press your hands out slightly as you take a breath in. On the exhalation, lift the hands just to your forehead height. Inhaling to lower, exhale to release. Keep resetting. Inhale to open the hands just slightly. Exhale, keep the tension in the band as the hands lift. Inhaling to lower back to a 90-90. Exhale to release. Inhale, press hands away. Exhaling to lift as far as the body will allow. Slowly descending with the hands. Gently release the tension. How are we doing? Legs are cooking. So over time, we build up to doing a 30-second, a 1-minute hold. And then again, progressing that, we could add weight resting on the thighs, or we could change the depth of the squat as well. We're going to do 2 more. Chin is in, pressing out, belly strong, lifting just about forehead height, keeping tension in the band, lowering and releasing. 1 more, please. Hands press on the in-breath, exhaling to lift, gently returning to that first position before releasing the tension. And to come out of this, just press against the wall, standing tall, and giving everything a little release. Our final exercise before we start this all over again is a wall push-up for strengthening the upper body. So we stand with our arms straight out on a wall or a ledge or the back of a chair if it's solid. We step our feet away until we've got one strong straight line from the head to the heels. Take a breath in, shoulders down, but angry cat between the shoulder blades. And then on the exhalation, shift to the tips of the toes as you bend your elbows to 90. Inhale to press back, exhaling to lower. So every time we return to the starting position, check your chin is in, your shoulders are down, your belly is strong, your bum is strong. And then keeping that really strong engagement of the body as we gently bend the elbow and press back. So how straight, how strong can you make the body as you move slowly, smoothly through a modified push-up position? So anybody can do a push-up. We just have to know where we start. And over time, again, we want to progress this. So if we're starting on the wall, we definitely want to make progress to do it on the back of our couch. And then eventually on the floor, on our hands and knees. And then maybe one day on the tips of our toes. There's one more of these remaining. So 90-degree elbow bend, keep the shoulders healthy and safe before releasing up, stepping in, and giving everything a little shake. From the top, as they say. So with our hands supported or not, if you're feeling like you don't need the support, we're coming down with the left leg. Now, as I descend, I'm checking that this knee isn't buckling in. I bring that leg back. I bring my left leg forward. As I go to stand up, I'm making sure that I'm not letting that knee buckle in. Rise tall. So stepping back with the left, back with the right, forward, stand tall. Please use support to feel safe. You never have to do this completely with no hands. First and foremost, we want to make sure that you are safe. That's your last one. We're just doing 5 by 5, standing tall, tips of the fingers to the chair, rising to the tips of the toes as you breathe in, exhaling to descend. You could absolutely use your glute band on this exercise to provide a little bit more tension and strength for the glute med, glute min. So just an option if you want to include your booty band as we do this movement. So inhale, pause to the tips of the toes, descending as far as the knees are happy, rising back up with beautiful posture, gently release. So pelvic floor is engaged, the navel is drawing towards the spine. Inhaling, exhaling, rising, releasing. 2 to go on this first round. In round 2. And one more, please. The strength of your feet, critical to your longevity, the strength of the calves, the strength of the quads and the hamstrings. Release. So keeping your support or no support if you don't need it. And then we're stepping back with the right foot first, making sure that as the right leg comes forward, I am not letting that knee buckle inwards. So if the knee is buckling inwards, I want you to use support so that you can maintain proper technique. We want to strengthen the body in the right position. 2 to go. And lucky last one, please. Right foot, stand tall and release. So coming back into our toe calf raises with, they also call these sissy squats. Now this one's tricky to do without any support, right? We can endeavor to do that over time, but no need if you're feeling like you're gonna fall forward. A light fingertip, fantastic. Last 2, or maybe you'll find you need to go slower if you're not holding on to anything. And you may not get as tall onto the tips of the toes. One more time, lowering with control, rising up with your eyes steady, before releasing the foot and releasing the effort. We're coming into our lunges, so let's take right foot forward, left leg back. Tucking the tailbone, stacking ear, shoulder, hip, and knee, using support or not using support, and then over time, adding weight. We can begin with one dumbbell in the opposing hand, and then adding a second dumbbell to the same hand as the leg. We want to keep challenging the body. The moment something starts to feel easy, you're not at the end of your journey. It's time to start a new chapter. There's 2 more of these remaining. Every time we hit the top, pelvic floor check, glute check. One more time before stepping in and exchanging to the other leg. Left leg forward, right leg back. Variation 1, we're using support. Variation 2, no support. And variation 3, adding weight. Setting up posture, take a breath in, and on the exhalation, descending, knees right above the ankle, rising up. And I keep a close eye on that front knee to make sure that it is not buckling towards the big toe side. The moment I see that, I know that I'm weak in my glute med normally, or I've created just a pattern that is not optimal for my knees. There's 5 more, so descending slowly, rising with control, whoops, and then releasing, and again. Last 3. 2 to go, please. Every time we hit the top, posture check, pelvic floor core check, and glute. One more time. So right glute is the main stabilizer here. Releasing in and facing me for your wide sumo squat. So toes are slightly turned out. And then as we bend the knees, we check that the knees are tracking over the second and the third toe. So that requires you to really push the knees wide by using the external rotators in the hip. We're going the opposite direction this time. So hopefully you remember which way you went. So we are coming into the static squat to really build strength, to build endurance in the legs. And we're using a movement pattern with the dumbbell to train the brain, but also distract us from what we're feeling in our legs. Last 4 as you are. Last 3 as you are. Hang in there. Last 2. 1 more. And rise tall. Heel toe do-si-do. Coming into your balance, please. So facing side on, if that is your preference. We're standing on the right foot. We're gripping with the 4 corners of the feet, maintaining the arch of the foot. Now, the moment I pick up this knee, what I'm watching for with my clients, did they lock the standing knee? Did they start to lean to compensate? Or are they still really tall with their shoulders level, their pelvis level, and a micro bend in the standing leg? So check all of those things. Take a breath in. And when you're ready, send that leg back. Send your heart forward, reaching for the earth or a yoga block or a book or a cushion. So as we transfer, we're really challenging balance. But once again, we're building more strength into glute max as it extends the back leg and challenging the strength of our quadriceps, our hamstrings, and our glutes on the standing leg as well. Exhaling to tip forward, shoulders level, pelvis level. As we rise, reset posture, core, and glutes. Last 5. However the breath pattern feels natural for you. Last 3, please. Keeping a close eye on what's happening through the knee as we descend. So once again, don't lock it. Please don't let it buckle inwards. Was that 10? 1 more for good luck. Champions do more, right? Rise, pause, and hold before shaking out and coming to the other side. So I won't turn my back on you, but I'll turn sideways so it's easier for you to see. Standing on your left foot, we're checking that the arch of the foot is maintained. We're making sure that we didn't lock the knee joint. We're keeping the knee just soft. Pelvis is level, shoulders are level. Take a breath in. And then when you're ready, just going as far forward as your body will allow before rising back up again. So as we tip forward, we're also inviting length into our standing hamstring. So if you're feeling a hamstring stretch as you tip forward, you're not alone. But the primary focus here is really challenging our balance. So every time we tip forward, we check that that knee is behaving. We're maintaining the lift of the heart as we stand tall. Gently moving the body into that reach. As we hit the top, posture check, core check, glute check. So every single repetition, run through your checklist to make sure you've got meticulous alignment and stability. There's 2 of these remaining. Rise tall, stand proud. One more time, one more time. Although I think we did 11 on the other side, so we better do one more on this side as well. Heart lifted, spine long, light touch down, powering to the top before releasing your efforts. Dumbbell down. Time for our wall squat. My mat's a little sticky. There we go. All right. So again, anybody with knee issues, knee pain, this is our number one go-to from a strengthening standpoint when someone is dealing with knee issues and we're trying to build strength in the least provocative position. So I check my hips and knees are in one line. My knees are right over top of my ankles. And as I press into the wall, I really push with my heels so that I'm feeling less load through the patellofemoral joint. When you're ready, finding your band, broadening your collarbones, drawing your chin in. Take a breath in as you press your hands out, external rotation. On the exhalation, lift the arms, shoulder flexion. Gently lower while you maintain tension and release the tension. Come again. Inhaling, hands out. Exhaling to lift as far as your shoulders are happy. Gently lowering on the in-breath. Exhale to release. Inhale, press wide. Exhale to rise. Inhaling to lower. Gently release. Recheck. Core is on strong. Ears are right over your shoulders. Shoulders are right over your hips. Gently release. This is our half point opening. Remember, you can take a break anytime, but our goal is to strengthen to the point where we can hold this position for 10 repetitions. Ready, set, 4 to go. Inhale, open. Exhale, lift. Inhaling to lower. Exhale, release. 3 to go. Feeling your quadriceps, I'm hoping. Feeling your hamstrings, I'm hoping. Also feeling your external rotators, release. Last 2, opening, lifting, releasing, relaxing. 1 more, last one. Externally rotate. Inhale, shoulder flexion. Exhale to lower and release the tension. Use the wall for support. Push yourself tall. Give the legs a little shake if they need it. And we're coming into our final exercise. So with your wall push-ups, again, you could even start with your hands here on a wall. We can use a ledge for stage 2. We could absolutely use a chair, a couch, something for our stage 3. Stage 4, you're coming down to the floor and you're coming down onto hands and knees. So a box push-up where shoulders are stacked and hips are stacked is that next stepping stone. And the more we shift the knees back and the hands forward, creating a longer body line, the more challenging it is. So chin is in, shoulders are pressing into angry cat regardless. We take a breath in together regardless. On the exhalation, we lower just halfway, 90-degree elbow bend, rising up again. Slowly lower on the in-breath, exhaling to rise. Keep resetting chin. Keep resetting your shoulders at the top. And if you're feeling this in the neck, then we know we need to take a step back. So we want to feel this in the chest and the shoulders, but I don't want you to feel this in the neck. Number one cause of feeling this in the neck is as you bend your elbows, you're probably elevating your shoulders. So keep your shoulders down, keep your neck long. Wherever you are, there's 3 remaining. Exhale. Inhale. I think I changed the breath pattern. As long as we're breathing. There's 1 more of these. Reset your shoulders, your chin, your core. Lowering, rising, and releasing to either a standing child's pose with your hands on the rail. I'll show you. Or if you're in kneeling, a traditional child's pose. So if you're standing, this is a really beautiful way to release your thoracic spine, your upper back, and to really bring openness to your shoulders. So wherever you're tight is probably where you'll feel this. So it might be the pecs, it might also be the lats, might be some of those beautiful muscles in the back of the shoulders. Wherever you are, just take 2 more breaths in your version of child's pose. 1 more full deep breath in and out. Rising all the way up to standing and giving yourself a pat on the back, celebrating your efforts. Please take time to cool down, and I would encourage you to turn on one of our restorative yoga sessions just to really seal the completeness of your workout. From my heart to yours, Boomers on the road, have a wonderful day.